welcome back. So today I am going to take a few minutes to do a tutorial on spring makeup and what would look pretty to either, go out if you have a bridal shower to go to or a party to go to during the day or even at night. And I'm going to be incorporating a pop of a lip color for this look. This is a great look for spring. It's nothing too overdone, adding a couple of false lashes, and it's a really quick and easy way to get your makeup done, incorporating some really pretty colors for spring. Today I'm adding pink because there are so many people that love pops of pink on the lip, and this is a fantastic color from Iman Cosmetics, and I'm also using a couple of different products, so I'm going to show you everything today. And if you like this look, then please keep watching. Okay, so before I do any of my makeup applications, I always start with prepping my skin, and you really don't have to go too in depth with skincare. It's just really important that you use a good moisturizer for your face and your eyes. So to pack on like all these types of products every single day, I really don't recommend it, but this is what I do when I'm doing my makeup. So one of the very first things that I start with is my Eyes Clinical Sea Eye Serum. This is a great serum. It fights dark circles, wrinkles. It's very good for anti-aging, and it's just a great product to put under the eye area, since that is a very, very delicate area. After this, I let that sit for maybe about like 20 seconds, and I go on and I apply my my moisturizer. This is Reparative Moisture by Eyes Clinical. I started using this a few months ago because I used to use the moisturizing complex, and then I tried this. I had received this from Eyes Clinical to try out. And you can actually buy this online. It's a great moisturizer for prior to putting on your makeup. It's like a really good base, and you don't have to wear primer every single day, every time you do your makeup. I really don't, but this is a great moisturizer. So I put this all over my face. Usually 2 pumps is all you need, and it really does, it provides cellular regeneration, so it's really good for the skin. When I'm done with that, I go back to my eyes and I put on my eye cream. Now, I ran out of my bottle of my eye cream and I had a sample left of my Youth Eye Complex. Youth Eye Complex is really a great product. It's so good for reducing puffiness and dark circles under the eyes. I'll show you guys what the bottle looks like in my blog post, so you'll be able to see that below. And I pretty much just put it on just a small tiny amount under my eyes and on my upper lids. You don't have to overdo moisturizer. A little bit goes a long way. If you have excessively dry skin, then you might want to consider putting in a facial serum prior to your moisturizers, and I'll go into all that stuff at another time. So today what I want to do is I'm going to start with my eyes. With all my makeup applications, myself and my clients, I always start with the eyes. It's just something that I love to do, and then I work my way all around. So one of the very first things I'm going to apply is Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. I got this when I purchased my my Lorac Pro palette, and I absolutely love it. For years I was using Paula Dorff's eye primer, and ever since I tried this, I fell in love with it. I put everything else away. I think this is great. It's a great primer, and you do get this primer when you buy the Pro palette, so it's a great investment. What I do is I put a small amount like that, and I just put it all over the eye. And what I really like about it is that it's translucent, so when it goes onto the skin, it doesn't have it doesn't change the color, so it keeps your color true to your skin tone. And a little bit goes a long way. You really don't need a ton of primer. I don't believe in packing on so much primer onto it, just a little bit. And when you use a really good eye cream like the Youth Eye Complex, your eyes do not get oily. So after I do that, the next thing I like to do is always set the eye primer. So what I do is, and I love these shadows that I'm going to show you right now is stuff that has been in my personal kit and my professional kit since I started doing makeup probably 12 years ago. But I absolutely love this color from MAC. It's called Orb. Some of you might have seen it, but it's just a basic neutral tone. It's great on most skin types. So basically what I do is I'm using all Sigma brushes today except for one. So this is the Sigma E50 Large Fluff Brush. And what I do is I put a small amount of it onto the brush, and I want to set my entire lid. When you set your eye makeup after putting on primer, it pretty much gives you a base to work with, and it won't crease and it won't budge. That's why I love doing this. And the great thing about these brushes is that it really doesn't take a lot of makeup off the eyeshadow palette. It's just like enough to blend on. And you could add as much as you like. I just add a little bit. I like it because it looks great on my skin tone. To me, it's just completely neutral. Then one of the next colors I start with, and I take my, my Sigma E55 eyeshadow brush. If there is one eyeshadow brush that you're going to use, I've been using this for a few years now. I absolutely love it. It's great for putting the powder on the eyeshadow on the eyelid. It applies it beautifully. I love it. You can actually do crease and contour with this brush. So if you're on a budget, this is one brush that you should definitely invest in. So what I do is I take my next favorite color, which I have been using for years, years and years and years, and this is rice paper. A lot of people use this to highlight. I like it on me because I'm a little dark under the eye, so I like how this just pops the eye for me. So this is rice paper, and what I do is I take the E55 brush, I go in and I apply it to my lid. I like shimmer eyeshadows on myself because I feel that it opens up my eye a little bit more. So a lot of times you'll hear me talking about, you know, shadows that have a little bit of sheen to, shimmer to it. Okay, so that was very easy. As you can tell, it just goes right on. Nothing too crazy, very simple. The next color that I'm going to take is the color Cranberry. It's like a pinky reddish kind of tone. It's just really, really great. Let me see if I could zone in on it for you guys. It's just a really great color. I'm not going to overdo my eye makeup today with a lot of depth because I want it to be more of a pop for the lip. So what I do is next I take this blending E25 brush, and this is from Sigma. I take a little bit on here, like a drop. And now this is when you build, okay? So you start from I start from the outer corner. Now you have to remember, I have deep set eyes, so this works for me. But if you have smaller eyes, naturally, depending on how small your eyes are or the shape, you don't have to contour as much or go in depth as much as I do on my eyelid. So I kind of leave that there. As you could see, I started to add, you know, a little bit of color. Then the next thing I do is I go to my left eye. I do the same thing. And you want to blend. No, you don't want to just swipe the eyeshadow on. You want to take your time and blend it in. So it gives you a little bit of color on the outer corners, okay? Then what you could do next, if you have these brushes, is I'm taking a Tapered Blending E35 brush, okay? I go back in with it a little bit, and now I just kind of want to blend into the crease. You don't want it to look too harsh. That's why I just suggest blending a little bit. And then I go back in. And you can mix and match colors any way that you like. You go back in, almost like windshield wiper motions. Go in, you want to create depth in the crease. Next, I'm going into my inner corner, and I'm going to use another favorite color of mine. All these eyeshadows are from MAC. This color is Gleam. As you can tell, I love it. I use it all the time. It's a great color. It's like almost like a pinky champagne kind of color. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take that same E35 blending brush, and I'm going to go in, I'm going to drop a little bit on the brush. Okay? And now I'm going into my inner corner, my inner crease. For me, I like this step because I feel it opens up the eye. If you're the type of person that does not like shimmers inside the eye, you could just eliminate this and you could go back in with a little bit of orb. Three colors. Look how easy that was. That was rice paper on my lid, Cranberry on the outer corner. I swept it right into the crease, and then I took a Gleam and I came into the inner portion of my crease. Now I can continue to create depth, but like I said, today I don't want to overdo it with my eyes. As far as contouring and coloring, I just want to use three colors that is just easy to apply. The next thing I'm going to do now that I'm done is I'm going to take a black eyeliner. The black eyeliner that I'm using is from Anastasia. This is the color, this is the Covet eyeliner. It's waterproof in the color Noir. So basically what I do is I don't like a very winged eyeliner on my eyes. If you do, you can just follow through and do what works for you. But for me, I just feel that this works for me. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to line my eyes. So I go and I take the liner and I bring it right into my lash line. This is something that's very easy. You hear me talk about this a lot because I know sometimes a lot of women find applying eyeliner one of the hardest things. And this eyeliner is great because it really glides on beautifully and it stays put. So if you like black eyeliner, then this is for you. And then I'm going to extend it gently right at the corner. And I could go a little bit more, but I think that this is more than enough. Now another trick is you could take the eyeliner and if you tilt your head back and you look in the mirror, you can actually fill in the little gaps that are inside by your lash line, and this will help make your lashes appear fuller. If you feel you have to kind of guide your eye, just take your pinky gently and you can pull it a little bit. But like ever so softly. And again, you could tilt your head back. You can actually hold it with one of your fingers. And you bring it into little dots where the root is. This will give you that thickness. Okay, so now that's done. So the next thing I'm going to work on is the lashes. So I absolutely love this mascara. This is It Cosmetics Hello Lashes. It has 5 products in one, and the more you use it, the thicker and longer your lashes get. It's just a really great mascara. I've been using it for quite some time now because I'm always on the hunt for a really good mascara. So this is what it looks like. And for me, I absolutely love mascara. It's one of my favorite things to apply. I love putting it on my lashes. I just love the length and the volume that I get. So this is really a great mascara. So basically what you want to do is you want to coat them. And you can start any way that you like. I don't curl my lashes because they naturally do go up. But after years of applying mascara, that's typically what will happen. If you need to curl them, go right ahead. Shuamura has a great lash curler. I've used it for years on my clients and it works wonders. So basically what you want to do is you want to keep coating. I like that fullness because most of the time I really don't wear false lashes on myself. And this little ball at the end is really great for like picking them up. It's great for getting in the inner corner. As you could see, I'm building and they're just getting longer and longer, which eliminates the use of, false lashes on yourself. If you could tell how long the lashes have gotten from the mascara. So now I go on to the next, my left eye.
Now as you get older, sometimes your lashes become a little bit sparse in certain areas. Even after having children, sometimes you will notice that your lashes are thinner or they have a little bit of spaces. It does eventually get back to what you had, but sometimes it's never 100%. So that's why I really love this mascara, because it really gives you your lashes back. So then the next thing I want to do is apply some individual lashes just to create a little bit more fullness. Now you don't have to do this. I'm just going to add this extra step because I have somewhere to go later and I kind of want to just jazz up my eyes a little bit, just to add a little bit more thickness. So these are individual lashes. They're great. I use these on my clients. I use these on myself. You know, these are short. I happen to like short because it matches almost to the tip of my lashes. You can go with medium if you have longer lashes than myself, but naturally they will come out a little bit more. But I think for where I'm going and where I'm headed to, this is more than enough. So basically the easy way to apply it is you're going to get glue, eyelash adhesive, and I have a black one. So typically all the time what I use is Duo in the clear. I happen to really like this one, but it does dry clear. But if you have black eyeliner on like myself today, you would want to go with the darker one, and what it does, it just blends right in with your eyeliner. So this is the only lash glue that I use. There are other ones on the market. I find that this is the best one. I've used other stuff, it doesn't work, it burns. This is just a great product. So if you're into lashes, or if you do makeup professionally and you're just starting out, only go with Duo. I promise you that this will be one of the best investments you make for your lashes, because they will not fall off at all. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a small amount and you're going to put it on the side of your hand. That's what I do. So as you can see, it's a little bit right there. Okay. So you could build as much as you like, but I'm going to start with the first one. And what you do is you dip, just make sure it's coming in, you dip just a tiny little amount. You don't need a lot because it dries. You tilt your head back, I'll start here. Tilt your head back and you find where the sparseness is, and you kind of just drop it right where you want it to sit, and then you manipulate it the way you want it. That's how easy it is. You take another one. Drop it right in. Or 6. You could do more than that if you like. I think so far that this is looking great, so I'm going to leave it alone. So now I'll start with the right eye and I'll do the same exact thing. From the mirror and you see if there is sparseness here versus here. So I see that there's a little sparseness right here versus this eye, which is common in a lot of women. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop another cluster right in there. This is fine. It just filled it in a little bit, give me a little bit more volume than what I have. And what I do is I wait like a minute or so, and then I apply mascara over it. I like to use my Ellie Faas mascara because the way the wand is shaped. Okay, so then what I do is I take it and I just kind of gently coat it. It makes kind of everything stick together really well. And you don't have to overdo it. Just a little bit, and it'll create that volume. Go on to the left eye. point is I have no primer on, it's just a moisturizer, and I go in with a foundation. It's spring, so I absolutely love, I actually use this foundation all year round. It's the Faas Skin Veil. This is the pen, the Skin Veil pen, and this is completely portable, which is, it's a great foundation. So you actually just pump it, and the foundation starts to come out. And then what I do is I apply it to my face. This is S103. Kind of don't touch my under eyes that much with it, because then I like to conceal it afterwards. And it matches me perfect. It may not look like it right now, but when it blends in, it's fantastic. And what I love about this foundation, it's not over drying, and it's got a beautiful creamy consistency. So then what I do is I go in with my beauty blender and I stipple it on. You don't have to bring the foundation all the way down to the neck, but you could drop it down, whatever's left on the sponge, and that'll blend it. So now at this point, the foundation is on. What I like to do is typically, I leave the foundation the way it is because it looks so creamy and it's just really a nice finish. But sometimes I like to set it with the powder. So what I do is, and I like a little bit more fullness, go in with It Cosmetics Celebration Foundation in the color medium beige, and it looks like this. So what I like to do is I like to just apply this gently to my face, and this kind of keeps it set. Years ago, I used to like to set it with Studio Fix from MAC, the powder compact, but ever since I was introduced to It Cosmetics a while ago, I just threw that one away, and this is all I use now. It's worth it, and you can use this Celebration Foundation without any foundation. You can actually use this as your everyday foundation, but because I'm going for a little bit more of a fuller look, I'm going to add this. And you want to bring it down to your neck. And this brush is amazing to apply it. Kind of just blend it all the way in. Remember, blending is key. As you can see, I still have my dark under eyes. So the next step that I am going to do is I am going to apply my concealer. What I'm going to be using is the Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer. This is the duo. It has a brightener and a concealer, but I'm just going to be using the concealer today. They also make a single concealer, which is great as well. The consistency is a little different, but the results are the same. So what I do is I take my concealer and I start to create a V. And I bring it all the way up. You want to do this because it just lifts the eye. This is great for any age if you're going out. Or you could do this every day, personal choice. So what I do is I go in, and with little dots, I bring it all the way up. This is almost like a mini contour. I'm not very big on the heavy contoured look for myself, because it's a little bit too much, but for celebrity clients and photo shoots, it's great, but for myself every day. So basically, this is what I do. It's like a V. You can go even deeper. It's totally your call, but this is what I like to do for myself. And then I take this brush from It Cosmetics, and it's great for blending in the concealer. So then what I do next is I just go and start to blend. And you want to drag it, gently taps. And that's what it looks like. So then you go to the next side And you do the same thing. Gentle taps, bring it up. Whatever's left, kind of go around the nose. Okay, so at this point, everything is pretty much on. So now I'm going to do my brows. Now, a lot of you have seen my, my videos and how I talk about brows. I'm not big on the painted on look of the brow. It just doesn't work for me. Never really did it because I have rather, I have a lot of, my brow shape is very thick. So what I like to do, and what a lot of women that I work with do like as well, is nothing really overdone, but what you want to do is you want to fill in the sparse areas, and you can create a little bit of depth that way. So what I like to use, and I've been in love with for quite some time, is again, It Cosmetics Your Brows But Better Skinny Pencil. This is a universal color. It's great for all skin types. I use this on my clients as well. It's a really great eyebrow pencil. And it comes with a little spoolie on the end. So what I do first, now I'm growing out my eyebrows, so because I want to reshape them. And what I do is I just brush them gently to get the shape that I typically always have. As you can see, I'm sparse in certain areas. And that's normal, but there are ways to fill it in. As I take the pencil and I start always at the point. This is the arch. This is where you want to start. This is where it should be the darkest. So I look and I see where the sparseness is, and I start gently filling that in. And you can control the depth of how dark you want it to be with how heavy you go using the pencil. So you just go back in, you move away from the mirror, and then you kind of want to see where else you want to fill in. Now my eyebrow hairs are not short and thick and just stay in one place. They move a lot. So basically I just take the pencil, and like I said earlier, you build, and you want to use light strokes. And for me, I think that that's perfectly fine. So now you can see that this one is a little bit different. So I kind of want to create the shape. Same exact thing. You want to start with the arch first. And you see how I'm already starting to fill in that sparse area where the arch is. Then you want to back up a little bit away from the mirror. You want to take a look, make sure that they look pretty even. Now remember that your eyebrows don't have to be exactly alike. They don't have to be identical, because not all of us have eyebrows that exactly match each other. So just keep this in mind, that they're not twins, so they shouldn't be identical. They're sisters, so they should look somewhat even to each other. Then when you back up, you just look again, see if there's any sparseness, go back in. Gentle little strokes. That's the key to doing your eyebrows. Remember that, okay? And for me, this looks pretty good. I could go a little deeper right in here, but I really don't want to, because then it starts to look really fake, and I don't like when eyebrows look fake. So when you're first starting out and you're doing your eyebrows, it can be a little overwhelming, but just keep practicing and you'll see that it looks really, really nice. So the next thing I like to do after I
do my eyebrows is I like to set them because my hairs move. So if your hairs pretty much stay okay, you don't have to do this step. But I love applying Anastasia's clear brow gel. It doesn't irritate the eyebrows. It comes almost like, it looks like a mascara wand. It looks like this. And now what I do is I kind of just coat my brows gently. You don't have to really paint it on with it. Okay, and then it'll set the brows. Another trick, if you know you're on a budget, what you could do is you could buy spoolies, the little mascara brushes like this, and you use hairspray. You spray them with hairspray, and then you just set the brows the same exact way I'm doing this. Pretty much it. You set them and they don't move. So then there's a couple of finishing touches that I do after the face and the eye makeup is done. I sometimes go back into my eyes, and you can do these next couple of steps, but I do a little bit of contour and blush. Now, I know that there is a ton of contouring on the, all over the place on YouTube and magazines. For everyday use, it's a little bit much and it's overdone, but there are ways to do it subtle that really look beautiful on the face. So I had a bronzer from Tarte and I ran out, and I went to the drugstore in a pinch and I picked up this Wet n Wild bronzer. It's called Tica to Brazil. I think it cost me $3. It's totally worth it. I absolutely love it. I recommend it. And it's nice just for contouring. You don't need anything crazy. So what I do is I take a blush brush. There are contour brushes on the market, but it's easy. So this is a powder brush, powder or blush brush from Sigma. It's the F10. And what I do is I apply a little bit to the edge of the brush, okay? So you just go in a little bit, okay? Tap it. What you're gonna do is, when you wanna contour your cheek a little bit, you don't wanna overdo it. You want it to look natural. And you want contour to kind of be where the sun would hit, especially when using bronzer. So what I do is right here under my cheekbone, there's a little dip. Everybody has one. Even if your face is round, you will see it. So what you could do is you can follow this part of your ear too, all the way down. All I do is I grab it gently and I start to go in. And you can move your face a little bit. You can go to this side. That gives you a little bit of a line. Gives you a little bit of a higher cheekbone. So if it's too dark for you, you could just keep blending. You can also go in with a big brush. This is a large powder brush from Sigma. This is an F20. You just kind of blend it. And that's it, it's done. That's the cheek area. So if you do want to contour a little bit on the temples, let's just say your forehead was a little bit larger than mine and you kind of want to decrease it, what you do is you add a little bit of bronzer all the way at the top. That will bring the, or darker powder, that will bring the forehead down to make it create the illusion of a little bit smaller. But for me, what I like to do is just go a little bit in at the top here, using the same bronzer. And what's nice about it is that this is where the sun hits typically. So it gives you the most natural appearance. Then you take it, you go to your jawline, bring that there. And you could come down a little bit. Always bring it down just a little bit into the neck. And that's it, you're done. That's how easy it is. So today I'm gonna go with a pink blush. And I'm gonna mix two together. So this is from Jane Cosmetics. It's Pink Bouquet. And what I like about it is that it has all these pretty colors. And what you can do is you can actually create depth with the blush, because you could go with the lighter ones first and then increase it to the darker. It's very pigmented, so it's a really nice blush. So what I do is I start here where the two lighter shades meet. Just a little bit, smile, and then you go to the apples. And you can bring it up a little bit. Same thing on the other side. Contour your blushes. Don't be afraid to apply different color blushes and mix and match. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the brighter pink color. I'm going to do just a little bit, and I'm going to bring it to the upper, mid, and upper portion of my cheek, and I'm gently going to blend it. Okay? Same thing on the other side. Always have like a tissue or paper towel beneath you where you're working, because it's just so easy to dust off the excess powder. Okay. Typically I would leave it, but I'm just going to add a little bit more color for today. Again, I was in a pinch. I cannot find my NARS Orgasm, which is my absolute favorite blush. I ran to the drugstore, and what did I pick up? Wet n Wild. It's almost a duplicate for NARS Orgasm. It's pearlescent pink. And this is what it looks like. It's a beautiful shade. And it's a little bit more pigmented than the one that NARS has. So basically, again, just a drop, not much on the brush, and you go to the upper portion. And this is also going to lift your cheekbones. And that's pretty much it. So I could go in with a little highlighter. So I'm going to do that as well. There's a highlighter that I love. It's from Giella. It's called I Am Glam. And this is a little sample size that I received years ago, because a little bit goes a long way. But I'll put a picture of it in my blog post. And I absolutely love this highlighter. So what I do is I take just a drop. The key is you want to have like that nice springy glow. And then what I do, this is a Sigma tapered highlighter brush. It's an F35. And what I do is I just gently put it to the top of my cheek bone. And I bring it into the temple and drop it back down. Same thing on the other side. Down the bridge of your nose for a little highlight. Cupid's bow. And one of the last things I do before going back into my makeup, and this is just something I do, it's just habit, I go back in and I like to highlight the brow bone area. So I'm going back in with Orb. I'm using my E55 brush from Sigma because I just love the way it packs on the color. And I'm going to add a little bit of this color from MAC. It's called Nylon. And I'm taking just a drop. I'm going to highlight the brow bone. Brow area, arch. Just a couple of extra touches for the eyes. This is from It Cosmetics. It's a highlight pen, and I just bring it into my lower Tightline, and I'm just going to coat the lower lashes.
I love this for the lower lashes. It's great because the wand is so small and it really coats them beautifully. Doesn't make them exceptionally long. I'm going to use this great color from Iman Cosmetics, and you can pick this up at the drugstore. In my Valentine's Day post, I wrote about it, and it's just a beautiful pink. It's like a bright pink, but it just looks really great on. I don't have a pink lip liner that matches that color. You don't necessarily have to have the lip liner match the lipstick. There are ways to go around it. So what I do is I just add a little bit of this color that I love. It's a lip liner from MAC. It's called Creme Spice. I've used it for years. I just love it. It's a great color. And then what I do is I gently line, not a strong line, just a very soft line so that the color doesn't bleed. I mean, this color doesn't budge, but you always want a little extra added protection. That's pretty much it. And then you take your finger, kind of blend it a little bit. And that's pretty much it. And then you apply the color.